Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, The Mom Desire Critique. I'm Pascal, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing The Sheep Detectives, which stars so many great people. We have Hugh Jackman, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Chris O'Dowd, Bryan Cranston, Nicholas Braun, Regina Hall, Molly Gordon, and so many more people. This movie follows an English shepherd played by Hugh Jackman, and he's this loner that spends all of his days tending to his sheep that adore him and he adores them. These sheep live an idyllic life in this English countryside. George is a perfect shepherd. These sheep know nothing of pain nor death, and everything is just cotton candy and rainbows in their world. Until one day George is murdered, and the sheep take it upon themselves to solve this whodunit using all the tools that they acquired from the detective books that George used to read to them. I just want to say right now, I had no interest in seeing this movie. I feel like the trailer did nothing for me, and I truly thought it was like a D-list children's movie that just really wasn't going to be all that good. But I listened to the word of mouth on this film, and everyone was saying it was wonderful, so I decided to go see it myself. And guys, I think this is kind of a perfect movie. I'm truly having a hard time finding something that would need some sort of improvement. The performances, the directing, the acting, the script all flow together really perfectly. Like, this movie goes down really smooth. It's funny, it's thoughtful, and really heartwarming, and just like an amazing time at the theater. I think I'm most blown away by this script. There is truly no clunkiness to be found. There's no long-winded exposition, no fluff. It's just straightforward and immediately providing layers to all of these characters, especially the sheep. This is a familiar and simple story with familiar, simple characters, but it is just executed so flawlessly that it's just a treat. It really felt like the classic animated movies that we loved back in the day. The movie that immediately comes to mind is Babe, and then maybe like Charlotte's Web. It just felt really so familiar and warm. And the New York Times critic, Alyssa Wilkinson, actually put it more articulately than what I'm saying right now. And pretty much the reason why this movie feels so familiar is because she feels like it was the type of movie that we would get back in the day, like a PG rated movie that was for the whole family. It wasn't just for little kids, it wasn't just for adults and teenagers. Like, it was actually a movie that an entire family can enjoy, and it had themes that every single person can enjoy. And that is what we have here with The Sheep Detectives. Unfortunately, I feel like we don't really get movies like that anymore, and so this one, although again feels so familiar, it just feels so rare to have in this day and age. The Sheep Detectives is such a great reflection on, losing one's innocence, grief, family, found family, community, and it's told with really great clarity from an experienced writer. Well, writers. This is adapted from a book by Leonie Swan called Three Bags Full, and I've never read it, so who knows how much of the script is her work versus screenwriter Craig Mazin's pen, but I just loved it either way. Craig Mazin has created some of the most really popular shows that we've had in a long time, including Chernobyl and The Last of Us. So it's possible this is his magic that's shining through here, but it really just is a wonderful, excellent, funny script. Like, I actually think it could be taught in like screenwriting classes. That's how great it is to me. I also really loved all the characters. I feel like mystery films are known for their, ragtag team of, odd characters, each one exemplifying a specific trait. And there is some of that here. In fact, this is such a stacked cast that I would maybe say one thing that was notable is that some of the characters just don't get as much screen time as the others, and they're just kind of used as a stand-in character. But that was also not that distracting to me. Like, this movie is about the sheep, and we're here for the sheep, so I'm cool with it. The voice actors are so great as well. My favorite comedian, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, is the lead sheep in this movie, named Lily, and she is doing wonderful work playing this innocent character that's just learning more and more about the world. Also, Bryan Cranston and Chris O'Dowd are also really prominent in this movie as well, and they're excellent. And this is just like really crowd pleasing for every single person. Like I mentioned earlier, this movie is about grief and losing one's innocence and learning about the world. I mean, the central conflict is a murder in this movie. And so, again, there were times I was like, this is kind of intense for children, but they still kind of talked and went through these themes with a lot of care, and it was balanced out with a lot of funny and really sweet childlike characters. So it really just didn't feel all that heavy for heavy's sake. It just felt like a real story about a real thing that we'll all experience on this earth. And I gotta say, it was great to see how engaged the young audience was in my theater. There were a group of kids sitting in one row all together, and they were literally talking back at the screen, laughing and gasping at all like the crazy moments that happened. And I just don't always see that when I go to the theaters. Like when I go see a superhero movie or any movie that was already like existing IP, I just don't hear that much engagement from the audience. But even like children really appreciated this story that felt really familiar yet super original at the same time, and it was just told so well. I'm not really plugged into children's media, so maybe I'm just not in the know, but I get the sense that they're just not seeing these kinds of stories very often, which is a shame. I really hope that this movie is really successful so that we can continue making smart, fresh stories like this for younger audiences, because I'm telling you, it's just anecdotal evidence, but my theater absolutely loved this movie. I highly recommend The Sheep Detectives. It is so sweet, and it's a movie that everyone can enjoy and will enjoy. And that is the Montazeri Critique. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.